Hey y'all, do you ever wonder why your website's not converting adequate patient leads? Well, that may be because you don't have an optimized sales funnel. So today we're going to cover what a sales funnel is and how they work, why your website alone isn't enough to convert those leads, the differences between a sales funnel and websites, the three types of funnels for hormone therapy clinics, a real world example of a clinic using a sales funnel versus just a website alone, and then tangible funnel build out steps that you can implement within the next 24 hours. So first, the website trap. Why clinics still struggle. You see, they fail to realize a website informs people, but a sales funnel is where they actually convert to eventually step in and walk into a consultation that they book. So yes, websites are necessary, but for most hormone clinics, they're digital brochures. They're not conversion tools. So going back to the funnel diagram, this concept is just so crucial. They're not a website alone isn't. Let me bring the pen out. A website alone is not a conversion tool. It should be able to bring awareness to prospects, but it's not a conversion tool. Okay? Whereas sales funnels, it helps guide the prospect down this path, along this path. And so if you only have a website, you'll only get down to awareness for most people. And that's why all this room, let me pick up another color. They're not purple again. All this room is potential leakage for leads not to go through because you only rely on your website that just brings awareness towards your business but doesn't do much nurturing, and it sure is not really developing the conversion stage of the funnel. So some common problems with most clinic websites: there's no clear call to action. Call to action is the website directing them to make a decision or towards making a certain action. Secondly, too much information, not enough direction. You've seen websites where they have, featured on this article, and we're rated this on this website, and here's how many years of experience we have in the industry. But when a prospect is searching for a solution to their problem, they want to contact someone in order to move forward with the next steps to eventually get the outcome that they want, whether that's book a consultation or getting a few questions that they have on their mind before they book that consultation to learn more about the process. So not having clear direction, okay, go here and call this number or submit this form and we'll get back to you, is what's lacking. And in a different video, I said a confused prospect never buys. If there's just too much information, it's just going to confuse the prospect. It's almost as if there's just so much in front of you, you sometimes just stall because you're overwhelmed with the amount of information that's hitting you. That's what happens when there's so much information on websites, but there's really no direction steering them in a certain way to make a certain action. Thirdly, not optimized for mobile. Again, whenever a lot of people have their phones in their pocket during the day. And so not optimizing for mobile is just missing out that traffic. If your website's not really functional on their phone, you can just calculate or guess the amount of people that you're losing, just not optimizing for mobile. No lead capture strategy. Again, going back to the funnel, you're not retaining any leads because you don't have any tools or information or education to inform these prospects that are coming onto the website. Whereas like a sales funnel, it'll guide them in a direction and educate them along the way they're going down the funnel. Again, just contact us forms equals high drop off. Some people don't even acknowledge contact us forms because they just think that the business will never get back to them. Or they may assume that everybody fills that out and the clinic's going to be booked. So just having only a contact us form creates more leaks within your marketing. So what is a sales funnel for clinics specifically? It's basically a way to have a predictable flow of warm, educated leads, not cold traffic. Going back to this image, as they go through the funnel, they go from cold to warm, and by the time they hit this stage, that's when, okay, let's book a consultation. Once they show up for the consultation, they're already informed and educated on your process, how your business is different from the rest of the people in your area, and they're willing to commit to a treatment plan if done or executed well. Here, yeah, like I said, a sales funnel is a structured pathway that guides potential patients from interest to action step by step. Along that funnel, you're educating the prospect, and the further they go into the funnel, the more educated they are and have that information equipped to make a decision to commit to a treatment plan eventually. So a clinic funnel example would be like running some type of ads or doing SEO to bring visitors to a lead magnet. And a lead magnet's any type of resource that would be helpful towards the prospect. It could be having a quiz saying, identifying if someone's testosterone is holding them back or how much low testosterone is holding them back. And then once they do that quiz, maybe they're wondering, okay, I didn't realize that low testosterone was holding me back this much. You're making the problem aware. There should be a card. I touched on the 5 stages of awareness, and that's a good video to dive deeper on this topic of basically bringing aware how much of a problem that they have, whether it's like testosterone or maybe it's like menopause or maybe it's weight, etc. After some ads, so ads would be bringing in awareness. Let me copy this just for accessibility purposes. Ads would be here in awareness. You're making your business aware. Then the quiz collects info. You capture the lead. And so now if they hop on your website and they don't book a call with your PCC, you can send them emails to educate them further, then bring them back into the funnel. It's almost like they're getting recycled. Like if they fall out, there's a barrier here, and they just get recycled back in. So you're still capturing what you already paid. You already paid for them to visit your website, most likely, but you're recapturing them from leaving the funnel. So quiz collects info, email capture, then an email sequence builds trust, which has case studies, frequently asked questions, pricing guide. So that would be along the nurture stage. You're educating them, informing them on your process, your business, etc. And then automated prompt to book a consultation. In those emails, you can embed a CTA, a call to action, saying, hey, book a consultation here or call this number, etc. They book a consultation, talk to your PCC. And then you can remind them about your business and keep your business on the top of their mind with reminder emails and maybe text messages. That's what SMS is. And then the patient either books online through your website or calls because you're doing all this and providing additional resources to book that call and more information about your process. So why do funnels outperform websites? Over here I have this graph essentially analyzing the different parts or the different stages that a prospect goes through. So like starting off with lead capture, only having a website, you don't have any mechanisms to capture. You don't have any mechanisms to capture people that fall off. So a website doesn't really have anywhere. It's a sales funnel. You're providing those additional resources to keep leads from falling out. Secondly, directional CTA, basically making them or pushing them towards a certain action. With a website, so much information on the page, it's hard to identify for a prospect what to do. Whereas a sales funnel, there would be clear steps. Okay, you can, from this page, you can only book a call by calling the phone number or submitting a lead form. Thirdly, follow-up system with websites. Since you really didn't capture any leads, like get any information from the prospect, you can't follow up because there's nothing to follow up on. Whereas like a sales funnel, you can automate the follow-up, so you're not manually going in and texting leads, the hundreds or thousands that come through your funnel. Second, conversion optimization. I put this at rare because a lot of business owners, once their website's up, they don't really make that many adjustments. Whereas a sales funnel, since it's regimented in what you want the prospect to do, it's already built in. You're already optimizing it because you see through the different stages that a prospect goes through, and from you seeing that, you tweak it accordingly. So it's already built in. Visitor retention. Again, on the website, if there's so much information and they're confused, they may just pop off the website. Whereas a sales funnel, visitor retention is high because you're walking them through a process, a step-by-step guide of where to go, and then also you can target specific people and retarget them. Again, there's mechanisms built in place to recycle them through the funnel to eventually book a consultation and commit to a treatment plan. So these are 3 types of funnels for hormone therapy clinics. One of them is the lead magnet funnel. Usually this is some type of free guide, symptom checklist, or quiz that gathers their email and educates the lead on a certain symptom. So like going back to the example, it could be a quiz for like a TRT clinic. It can be, is low T holding you back? And that could address the symptoms that the prospect may have not realized of having low testosterone. And then you educate the lead, and then there's just a follow-up sequence on that. Secondly, another funnel that you can do is having a webinar funnel. This is typically hosted pre-recorded session. You could also do live webinars, but that's more extensive. You can test it out depending on the metrics that you see after you run it. But host a pre-recorded 20-minute session. Everything you need, like this would be the title of the webinar. Everything you need to know about TRT. This builds trust and overcomes objections before they actually step into the consultation inside your clinic. And then as you're walking them through the treatment plan process, a lot of those objections that you may get can be pre-handled on the webinar. And then another funnel is the booking funnel, where you run some sort of ad, like a Google ad, to a landing page. A landing page. This says landing page. I should actually underline that because that's really important. So many times, clinics will run ads and then send the traffic of those ads straight to their website. And as we've seen before, the problem with websites is they're not conversion mechanisms. They bring awareness. And you could argue nurture from like a brand authority and an awareness standpoint, but if you want to convert leads, you shouldn't be doing that from a website. It should be a landing page. Because again, with all these features, directional CTA, follow-up system, conversion, optimization, retention, etc., lead capture, a landing page is going to do that, whereas your regular website won't. So then from an ad, they go to a landing page, and then they go to book a free consultation. It doesn't have to be free. You can play with your market. So in this funnel, you would include testimonials, frequently asked questions, a video from the doctor, what we call a VSL, a video sales letter, to address those objections that you may be getting when they walk into the consultation that you guys have. So real quick plug, if you'd like help with picking what funnel's right for your clinic specifically and just having us manage it, there should be a link below to either book a call with me or my team, and on the call we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. So here's a real clinic example. So before, a clinic just has a standard website. They're spending $4,000 a month in Google PPC's Google Ads pay-per-click. So in Google Ads, they're getting 7 leads, and from those 7 leads, they have 2 consultations. The thing is that they have no lead capture or email follow-up. So a lot of those leads, in this case, would just leak and fall out of the funnel. So from this, they get 1 new patient, which is $2,500 in revenue. So they're at a loss. And this may be why clinic owners say, Google Ads doesn't work, Facebook Ads doesn't work, all these other traffic channels don't work, because they're just not running it correctly. Whereas if you had a funnel in place, for example, the lead magnet funnel, let's say the same clinic adds a lead magnet quiz. How balanced are your hormones? Capture 137 leads in 30 days. You see, they're able to capture more. From those 137, 34 booked appointments via automated nurture emails. Those nurture emails are educating the prospect. And then from those 34 consults, they booked 9 patients, resulting in $22,000 in revenue. With the funnel setup, there's a higher likelihood and chance to be profitable, as opposed to not having one and just going to having the prospect just land on your website. So, funnel build action steps. What can you implement within the next 24 hours? Identify your ideal patient. Again, there should be a card on top of here where I go over basically the different types of targeting. A lot of the times they'll be missing. They'll get the demographic right, but they won't get the psychographic. And so identify your ideal patient. What are they like? What are their hobbies, etc.? Next, create a compelling lead magnet. A lead magnet is just a resource to help your prospect with the painful problems that they are currently facing. Or maybe they're unaware of their problems, so you got to bring it up to them. Hey, if you're feeling this, then it's affecting you this way, but you also might not realize it's affecting this. Thirdly, build a landing page with one goal. A landing page with one goal. Don't redirect your traffic, especially cold traffic. There should be a card here breaking down inbound and outbound. It's a great video to differentiate the difference between like cold and warm traffic and how that journey affects the marketing to when they step in your clinic, their education level, and how difficult it is to make that sale. But build the landing page with one goal. Try to put directional CTAs to make them take one certain action, if max probably 2. So then they're not confused and over cluttered with, I land on this website, I don't know what to look at or where to go because there's so much information. These reviews here, these testimonials here, this article mentioned, and this client experienced this. With so much information, they may just land on your website and be unsure of what to do. It's just the information overload at one time. Whereas if you put directional CTAs and allow them to go towards one certain place to book a call, to schedule a consultation, it's going to be a more streamlined journey for them. Next, connect your email automation. Use 3 to 5 emails minimum. There should be a card on how to follow up with your leads, a video that I did, but making sure you take that time to educate them in the 3 stages in the nurture stage of the funnel. Educate that prospect. So maybe they thought, this isn't for me, and then they receive a piece of information, bang, they get recycled, or they move deeper along the funnel. Ad retargeting, Google plus Facebook pixels. This is crucial because it allows you to get better data and recapture those leads, and then test and optimize this weekly. This is not a thing that you set and forget. You should be optimizing this weekly and adjusting different parts of the funnel accordingly to the data that presents itself. So yeah, websites alone don't convert. Like, a standalone website's not going to be the best thing to convert traffic, let alone cold traffic. And for those of you wondering, hey, I don't really do outbound and have much cold traffic, that's totally fine. But even with your warm traffic, this would make your warm traffic so much better because you're giving them a more fluid process of engaging with your business, regardless if you only have warm traffic. So websites alone don't convert. Sales funnels are the engine behind the patient growth that you're looking for. So that may be a couple of reasons why your business's website isn't converting those patient leads to consultations that actually show up, that eventually commit to a treatment plan. Hope that video was helpful. Comment down below what other videos you want to see, and if you like some help setting this all up, setting the different funnels for your business specifically, there should be a link below to either book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. So besides that, actually implement this information, because just hearing the information isn't enough. You want to take action on the information that you just learned. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.